Welcome to another edition of Golf New England Magazine. It's another fantastic day to be playing golf here in New England. You know, back in the mid-'80s, famous designer Robert Trent Jones Jr. sculpted an 18-hole championship course from the wilderness and the side of a mountain here in Carabasset Valley, Maine. 13 years later, Sugarloaf is the #1 ranked golf course in New England. Ski Magazine has rated it the #1 mountain course in America, and Golf Digest just named it the top 20 out of 100 courses that you can play here in the United States. Today we'll be talking with Sugarloaf legend Peter Weber. We'll play the signature hole with pro Scott Hoisington. Number 11, it's just a simple little par 3. Did I mention it's over 100 feet up and you have to shoot across the Carabasset River? I think you'll enjoy this one. We will also be taking a trip down to southern New Hampshire. We've looked all over New England to try to find a course that's comparable to Sugarloaf. We think we came close. It's called the Shattuck. Don't touch that dial. We've got a great show coming up for you today on Golf New England Magazine. The amazing Sugarloaf Golf Club, the setting for this edition of Golf New England Magazine. We're at the 10th hole looking down at this picture-perfect fairway. My guest today is uniquely qualified to talk about the history of the Sugarloaf Golf Club because he's a part of it. Peter Weber, thank you very much for joining us today.
Nice to have you here, Rick.
I thought maybe we'd spend a couple of minutes because you were involved from the very beginning, and tell our viewers how this spectacular course got built into the side of this mountain here.
Well, in the late 70s, early 80s, Larry Warren, who was president of Sugarloaf at that time, and I had a vision of having a golf course up here. We'd both caddied when we were young and we were golfers, and we wanted to do something to bring people up to Sugarloaf to enjoy the spectacular summers we have here. So I was in Vail, Colorado, playing in a golf tournament, and I ran into Bobby Jones Jr. And I said, Bobby, we're thinking of building a golf course at Sugarloaf, and the town is given us $5,000 to have you come up and do a routing plan so we can sell it to the local people up here. And he said, well, that's fine. And about 3 weeks later, I got a call from him. He was in Boston. And he said, Pete, can I come up and look at your site? So he drove up and looked at the site, and we were going to originally have it down at the Touring Center,
right?
Which the town owns some land down there, and we were going to start out with 9 holes. And the town was very enthusiastic, and they said, look, let's do 18. So we're going on to the 18 thing, and he came up one time and he said, Pete, have you got an airplane? And I said, I can get one. He said, let's go fly around. So we flew up over here and over this site, and he saw the Carabasset Valley, the Carabasset River, and which led right down. You could ski right into this site. And he said, do you own that land, or can we use that land? And I said, sure. He said, that is where the golf course has got to be. So all the plans that we'd done down at the Touring Center came to a halt, and we started a new routing plan for up here, and that's really how it started.
And now, 13 years later, you're getting national acclaim from the magazines. They're putting Sugarloaf near the top of the list, and it's quite an honor. I thought we'd talk about a couple of the holes, and who better to describe a few of these than Peter Weber. Why don't you pick out 3 or 4 that you'd like to talk about, and while you're talking, we're going to show in the background some of the beauty of this, the scenery of this course.
Sure, Rick. I think we ought to start with what Bobby called his string of pearls. 6 of the best holes that he had ever designed, he said. And we're starting right here on the 10th hole.
Right.
And originally, the green was supposed to be on the other side of the river. And because of a couple of reasons, environmental and the cost, we couldn't put it over there. And he was a little upset because it's a short par 4. And I said, Bobby, you can design a great short par 4. I said, we've got an elevated tee, the river in the back of the green. I said, bunker it, and And this is what he came up with. And as I was telling you a minute ago, I think it's the greatest par 4 that
number
I've ever
10.
played.
I love it. What else have we got?
Okay, then we've got 11, which is our signature, par 3.
Wow, that's a beauty.
Yeah, and that drops 128 feet from the tee to the green. Then we go to what some people say is one of the greatest par 5s that they've ever played, is the 12th hole. You drive over a river, and you can reach that one in 2. But I mean, you've got to hit a couple of good ones. And your second shot, most people hit over an esker that has 3 bunkers in it, up onto a plateau, and then you hit onto the green, which is well bunkered. And then the next hole that you look at is the 14th, which is a tough little par 4. You hit something around 200 yards out there, and then you've got about 130 or 40 yard carry over the Carabasset to another well bunkered green. And then you finish the string of pearls at number 15, which is a par 3, again over the river, and it's truly spectacular.
You know, Peter, a lot of people consider this a very difficult course, and not that it isn't, but you've done a lot to make it easier for women and children to play.
Well, there's no question is that it's really tough, and we're continually trying to find ways to make it more player friendly. We're adding new forward tees every year, and we're cleaning out the woods and so forth. But despite being as tough as it is, people just enjoy it because of the scenery and the design of it. You really have to hit some good golf shots. And that's what people enjoy, is the challenge. And it's just been wonderful. You know, as you know, we've had great ratings right from the start with all the magazines.
Oh, yeah.
And we hope that continues.
Well, every hole is a beauty, I got to tell you, and I hope all our viewers get a chance to come up here if you haven't yet, especially foliage season, huh?
Exactly.
I want to thank Peter Weber very much for joining us today, and we will be back in just a couple of minutes on Golf New England Magazine.
And we thank you for coming up.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Well, Ski Magazine recently named Sugarloaf the top mountain course in America. For the life of me, I can't figure out why. Look at these views. Boy, this is really something. We're on number 11 here on the back 9 at Sugarloaf. Ladies and gentlemen, let's say hello to Scott Hoisington.
Thank you very much.
Head pro here at Sugarloaf, and an enviable job it is. This must be tough coming to work every day, huh?
Yeah, it's beautiful.
We have been walking up this tiered tee system here. This is something that is a little bit different for you, that you say is helping things out, speeding up play a little bit. Describe what we have here for tees.
Well, we have 4 tees now at Sugarloaf. We have the blacks, the blues, the whites, and the greens. And we've tried to let the players handicap decide what set of tees they play from. And it's more enjoyable for them, helps keep pace, and it makes it a much nicer day at Sugarloaf.
You can't beat the views and the quality of play here. In fact, this is one of the 3 holes that you have a special name for at Sugarloaf, a lot of people familiar with, which is...
The string of pearls. Yep, actually the 6 holes, the first 6 holes are back 9.
That's right.
Yep. And they all run along the Carabasset River here. They all have birch trees pretty much lining the holes, which kind of make it special.
Scott and I are going to play number 11 here. I want you to describe the hole and how to play it to our viewers here, because I know sooner or later everybody out there watching is going to find their way here to Sugarloaf to play around. What have we got here on number 11?
Okay, we're playing the blue tees today, which is the yardage is about 190 yards, but it plays much shorter than that because we have about 130-foot elevation drop from the tee to the green. You want to take about 2 clubs less than you normally would from this shot, so it's going to play around 170 yards.
Okay. Scott recommended I pick out a 6-iron. What are you going to play?
I'm going to hit a 7.
All right. Well, we've got a cameraman right down there on the green. Hopefully they're going to follow your ball right to the pin, Scott. And I'm going to let you go first and show us how it's done.
All right. So I've got the honors. That means I'm hitting first. Let's see what I can do here.
I guess Scott doesn't have to worry about being distracted by those mountains in the background. I'm the one that's got to worry here today. He's played this hole a few times. Oh, it's up into the air. Where's it going to come down? Oh, hopefully our cameraman got a good shot of that. Looks like you'll be all right there, Scott.
Got that one, partner.
I don't think I can. I've been waiting all year to hit one in the river. I think I'll do that first, just to get it out of the way. Oh. And I got my 6 here, too.
All right, plenty of club.
Plenty of club. It's the guy that's hitting it that I'm worried about. Well, that one's off to the right a little bit. Hopefully I can miss the sand trap over there.
I think you can make a par from there.
Well, you can see where we were, and Scott, I think half of this hole is psychological, huh? You just got to get it in your head that you're going to hit that green and not worry about the river and the woods and everything else around you.
That's right.
I'm here kind of off to the right. How far am I from that pin?
Oh, probably 30 yards.
I got a sand wedge. And you're saying perhaps for me, best thing to do is kind of drop it just onto the green, let it roll.
Yep. You're going to make a par, no problem.
I got a good teacher with me, so... Well, we'll roll it up there.
You call a good mess. Look at that, you're going to make a par, just like I said. Hey, they don't draw pictures on the scorecard, right?
I wasn't listening to my teacher, but I screwed up and got up there anyway, so. Oh, well, Scott, I even screwed up and had a decent shot there. You're right off the bat on the green here. You got a shot for your birdie, and I got an idea. You've played this before, and you're going to make it. What do we got here? What are you looking at on this green?
I think this is going to... What's great about this green, if you look at it, it's got a couple undulations in it.
I guess.
So even though you've had a tough shot from the tee, when you get down to the green, your work's not over with yet.
Yeah.
So
yeah, you're very lucky you missed that undulation there.
right. I'm going to see. You want to take that pin
I'm going
out
to
for
take
me?
that pin out for you. There it goes. Come around. Oh,
Didn't break for me.
Look at that break. There he is. He got his par.
All right.
Scott
you're gonna tie me.
All right, so the pressure's on me then.
How many strokes do I have to give you on this hole?
As many as I can get here, let me tell you. Give me a 20-foot putt, I'm all right, but get me in 5 feet or less, and
Oh, a par. Good job.
Scott Hoisington, ladies and gentlemen. Scott, I appreciate that. It's an incredible hole, and probably one of the more recognizable holes in all of New England as far as golf goes. And but the thing is, you've got a lot of them like this around this course. We're going to be back in just a minute on Golf New England magazine.